how to give constructive feedback. Hi everyone, my name is Yetunde Elequigo and this is Life Lessons. Now I want to talk about how to give constructive feedback. First of all, congratulations if you've been approached to give a feedback or you are in a position to give a feedback to somebody, because you are sowing a seed that is going to germinate and grow up and bring forth wonderful fruits in the future. It's a very high privilege to have the opportunity to give you feedback, but how you deliver it is very, very important for you to get the right result. Number one, when you are giving a feedback, make sure that you start on a positive note. Identify the good things that they've done, the effort that they've put in that work that you are giving feedback on. Say for instance, you're a line manager now, or you're a leader in one area or the other, or somebody where you're mentoring people and they've come to present their plans, their work, their goals, their objectives to you to get your feedback on it. Make sure that you celebrate the achievement, the little effort that they put in there, however little or big it may be. Celebrate it. Start on a positive note. Tell them the things that they are doing right. You understand? Then be specific on the areas that needs improvement. So don't come across as, oh, this is a horrible thing, this is why you are failing, and so on and so forth. Pick it up as an area of improvement and be specific about it. Don't be vague. Don't just say that. Don't just say, oh, well, that's why you have been failing anyway. Remember the days of driving lesson practice. I've listened to a lot of wives whose husband can never ever teach them how to drive, because their feedback is usually like, you don't have a brain. You can't learn, I can't teach you. Anyway, so please look at the areas of improvement. Be specific about the things that they actually need to improve on. Say for instance, time management, or their attitude, the tone of their language. Remember years ago when we arrived in the country, when we want to lay emphasis on anything, we raise our voice. And to the person that is listening, you have been aggressive and you're upset. That is what it means, the interpretation of raising your voice. So if you want to give a feedback on people who are demonstrating that, you need to identify that. You also need to highlight the outcome or the implication of the option do nothing and option do something. Say for instance, if you actually improve on the way you do this is actually what is going to happen. If this is left unchecked, there's a possibility that it will lead into this way. So you have to be constructive on, you have to be constructive on your approach, the way you mold, the way you communicate, the way you word your feedback. It's also important that you don't give feedback based on your experiences or on what you think that is right. Base it on facts. You can base it on experience, in the sense that what you've passed through in life, but your experience may be different. Let me give you an example. There was a time I was working in an organization, I'm not going to name the organization, and I happened to be a line manager to some people. And I developed this habit, which is not a good habit, please don't do it. Is that when there is workload and work has to be done at certain time, I skip my breaks. So I may decide to have half lunch and not go for any other break again. So I'll just concentrate and get that job done, which is wrong. Now, what was even worse than that was me expecting my subordinates to do the same as well. So there was a particular afternoon when we had a similar scenario, and I expected my subordinate who was working with me to do the same, and he didn't. So he clocked off, he went for his own break, and I saw, you know, the job slacking and all. So when he came back, I gave him a feedback based on that I was disappointed. Guess what? I was reported to my superior. Yes, he reported me, and he also complained about the tone of my language. So when my manager called me to his office, it was a lady, and explained to me what has just happened, I was disappointed in myself. I was disappointed in myself, and I had to apologize to my subordinate. Now, the right thing for me to do when you have a workload like that is to relate, to communicate that incident to my line manager. Let her deal with it, whether we are going to seek for more resources to come and get the job done. You know, not to do the job of like 2-3 people together by skipping my own break. It is wrong. So, me giving that kind of feedback based on my own personal preferences, let me call it, was wrong. You know, even though he didn't seek for that kind of feedback, but I felt like, you know, I need to give him feedback on the way he has performed on his role, which was wrong. So that's why I'm saying that don't give feedbacks based on your preferences. Base it on facts, base it on the right thing, you know. So also check on the people you are giving feedback to. You know, find out how they gauge the impact. Find out how they feel. You know, try to get their own opinion. You know, how do you feel about this feedback? Do you think it's fair? Do you think, you know, is there anything you want to share about this? Get to know. And after they've walked away from you, find out how they've used it. You can send an email to them. You can message them to say, oh, by the way, so how is your plan working? If they've shared with you that, oh, by March or by April this year, they want to organize an event, find out, so have you got a sponsor? Have you been able to book a venue? Let it be clear to them that you are interested in the success of their plan. Not that you're happy to point the fingers. Don't punch holes to say, this is wrong, that is wrong, that is wrong, without you actually offering solution, without you actually checking on them to see how what progress that they've made. I hope this has helped you. And if it has, please subscribe, share, like, comment on my Facebook, on my YouTube page. Thank you so much. See you on the next video.